A nod to design legend Sergio Pininfarina. The Ferrari Sergio paid homage with a secret superhero makeover of a Ferrari 458 chassis. Just 6 were made, personally selected by Ferrari. This rare gem instantly magnetized collectors and hit an auction floor in 2018, eyeing a whopping $3 million sale. So if you're fantasizing about parking this exclusive piece of Ferrari history in your garage, brace yourself for a wild ride. The next chance to snag this unicorn might be as unpredictable as a lightning strike on a sunny day. Oh, what a bummer that the J50 is as elusive as a unicorn riding a shooting star because it's a contender for the best-looking supercar of the modern era award. Ferrari gave the 488 Spider a makeover fit for a Hollywood starlet, all in honor of 50 years of dazzling the streets of Japan. Under the hood, the J50 decided it was time for a power-up, an extra 20 horsepower for some extra pizzas. But the real piece de resistance? The sleek new design that sends a cheeky wink to the hot-blooded Ferraris of the disco era. Just 10 of these showstoppers graced the world, exclusively strutting their stuff in Japan. No import parties for the US, at least not for 2 decades. But if you're ready to toss out some hefty change, the latest sale danced its way to a Tokyo stage and pulled off a cool $3.6 million performance. Say hello to the granddaddy of the pack, the 166 MM Berlinetta Le Mans, an automotive fossil with a flair for endurance races. It holds the honor of being both Ferrari's oldest creation on this list and one of its scarcest gems. Beneath the hood lies a V12 engine that could school modern engines in vintage charm, nailing 0 to 60 miles per hour in a respectable 8.5 seconds. The story was all set for racing glory, but the real world tossed a curveball. Imagine this: 2 166 MMs revving up at the 1950 Le Mans, ready to roar. Yet fate had a laugh, and both missed the finish line. But guess what? This speedster still became a 50s racing legend, with only 6 ever in existence. Owning one now costs a pretty penny, $6.49 million to be exact, not your typical holiday shopping spree. Unlike its superstar ancestor, the iconic Ferrari F40, the F50 didn't exactly steal the spotlight, partly because it had a knack for not sticking to straight roads. When the idea of a fresh GT racing model hit the scene, the hype began to simmer, only to fizzle out quicker than a pop-up rainstorm at a picnic. The GT version had its sights set on the FIA GT Championship, sporting a dash of new aero and a tad more power under the hood. The stage was set for a showdown with the legendary McLaren F1 GTR. Alas, the story took a sour twist due to funding woes and a falling out with the FIA. Result? The GT never got to play in the racing sandbox, and the whole shebang was scrapped. Only 3 orphaned cars remained, now cherished by the elite, valued at a jaw-dropping $13 million apiece. So if you're itching for the thrill, it's probably wiser to stick to virtual drives in Forza. Let the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti be your racy remedy. This beauty was born to outshine the Maserati 450S, zooming through the 50s like a lightning bolt on wheels. Packing a punch with a 390 horsepower 4.0-liter V12 that hit 190 miles per hour back in 1957, the 335 Sport was the original speed demon. But wait for it, the heights it aimed for remained just out of reach. With only a mere quartet made, including a 315s turned 335, this rarity is an automotive unicorn. Ready for the staggering number? A recent auction clocked in a jaw-dropping $35 million bid, a historic car that comes with a price tag big enough to make history books jealous. The Ferrari 250 Testarossa. For a glorious 4-year stretch, the Testarossa took endurance races by storm. It seized the Le Mans crown in 58, 60, and 61, and conquered Sebring's 12-hour marathon in 58, 59, 61, and more. Thanks to its killer handling and that sweet Colombo 3.0-liter V12, this beast was the stuff of legends. Fast forward to today, and you'll need a cool $40 million in your pocket to snatch a piece of this automotive folklore. Not too shabby for a ride that once owned the racetracks like a boss. Unquestionably, the Ferrari 250 GTO shines as one of Maranello's greatest hits, making its mark on this list twice for good reason. Engineered to dominate the FIA's Group 3 Grand Touring Car category and sharing DNA with the 250 Testarossa, the 250 GTO was baked for triumph from the get-go. Speed was its middle name, and oh, its looks? Drop-dead gorgeous. In 1962, a mere 24 of these beauties graced the asphalt, their allure matched only by their performance. Flash forward to 2018, and jaws hit the floor as the most extravagant sale ever hit nearly $48.5 million. Now that's one heck of a price tag for a car that effortlessly straddles the line between sheer performance and jaw-dropping aesthetics. The Ferrari 330 P4, and my friend, this ride is rarer than a four-leaf clover in a desert. While a few replicas and wannabes exist, let's clear the air. There's only one genuine article left, and it goes by the snazzy name of Chassis 856. Picture this beast as the swanky sequel to the P3, and boy, did it turn heads. With a V12 engine that roared up to 199 miles per hour, this prototype owned its class, snagging victories left and right. But here's the kicker. Out of all the stars that once twinkled in this lineup, only Chassis 856 remains, now basking in the ownership glow of Aston Martin F1 bigwig Lawrence Stroll. So unless you're on a first-name basis and can sweet-talk him out of it, the 330 P4 has taken its place on the sorry, sold-out-forever shelf. Well, it seems that James Glickenhaus had a point to prove after the skeptics brushed off his 330 P4 tail. What's a car enthusiast to do? Call upon Pininfarina, of course. He asked them to whip up a unique masterpiece, P4 style. Ferrari even gave it a stamp of approval, and voila! The 2006 P4/5 was born, officially sealing its spot as the rarest Ferrari on the planet. Using the chassis of the last Enzo that somehow escaped a buyer's clutches, the P4/5 was a track-hungry beast. With the same engine as the Enzo, but with an extra dash of power, and swathed in a full carbon fiber body, the P4/5 was a speed demon. But don't hold your breath for a chance at the wheel. Glickenhaus is probably more likely to part with his DNA than his P4/5. So, if you're daydreaming about sliding into this wonder, your hopes might just hinge on convincing the American producer himself.
Thanks for taking this automotive journey with me. If you're revved up for more exciting discussions and creative twists, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, the world of cars is as vast as an open highway, so stay tuned for more fascinating explorations.